strategies to use in your daily life and career to make more confident, authentic decisions. Oh, and we're going to make it easy while we're at it. If you're into a life with less overthinking, people-pleasing, and perfectioning, and more making what you want matter, you're in the right place. So happy you're here. Let's get into it. Hello again, friends. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Decision Masters podcast. I am Kirsten, your decision coach for the episode. And for the new year, we're going to talk about fitness goals, but we're going to talk about decision fitness because this is a decision-making podcast. New Year's, we hear a lot about physical fitness. We are hearing jump on this train, get your shit together, get yourself in order. And I want to talk about mental fitness because here is the deal. Yes, your physical energy is precious and important to focus on and will make the difference in your entire life. And so will your mental energy. As impactful as your physical energy is on your productivity, your clarity, how your day feels, which means how your week feels, which means how your life feels, your mental energy has the same exact impact. And when you use your mental energy efficiently, when you restore it, when you have enough of it for the day, when you're not draining it to 0% all the time, here's what happens. You make good decisions more easily. Oh, hi, Clive. Clive's here, you guys. You make good decisions more easily. You have more space for expansive thinking, for creativity, for effective problem solving. You have room to think of things like, gee, you know what? I said one of my core values this quarter was meaningful connection, and I haven't talked to anybody about my dogs today. Let me do something about that. You have a room to think of things like, the idea that I've had at the top shelf of my brain. Let me spend some time on that right now so that it actually goes somewhere and I don't neglect it for 10 years and have crippling regrets. When you waste your mental energy, when you constantly burn it up, when you use it inefficiently, you set yourself up to make snap judgments, to make habit choices, to default your decisions to whatever your biased brain wants to do. It's easier to do what's safe and familiar than anything new or challenging. So you end up being really limited. You only have enough mental energy for the bare minimum. Let's keep the ship afloat. Let's just go in a straight line. And that's not the life any of us are trying to live here, right? So we're going to talk about 3 ways that you, my friend, are going to save mental energy this year. These are not resolutions. These are new ways of life. You're going to start saving your mental energy by changing these 3 specific things. This is what you're going to focus on this week, if you so choose, and see what happens. See what happens when 30% of your brain isn't taken up by this first thing we're going to talk about. And when 10% of your mental energy isn't drained all day long by this other thing we're going to talk about. See what happens when you have more mental energy to give to things you care about, things you want to spend your precious resources on. Okay? We're going to do a don't do format here. All right. I'm going to tell you what you're going to not do and what you're going to do. I couldn't help myself. The first energy saver. Don't agonize over other people's choices. Do let them be themselves. The shortcut for you to remember this is do you. All right? You do you so I can do me. If we think about your mental energy you have to spend in a day as literal coins, I want you to think about how many coins you throw away every day, all day long. You just toss them on the street, toss them out your car window, toss them at checkout people at grocery stores. Think about how much mental energy you are spending, you are wasting on other people's choices. And I'm talking nitty gritty here. These are the daily drains on your mental energy that we're going to clean right up. I'm talking about the energy that goes to the person who parked askew and you spend the first 5 minutes walking around the grocery store just talking about them and thinking about them. How can people be so rude? How could they park like that? Who does these things? What is the world? Or the mental energy you give to someone choosing to go on vacation somewhere we couldn't pay you to visit or do something we could never convince you to do. Or I know we just finished all of our holiday family visits. Think of the mental energy you give to just angsting about the way other people are. I am not talking about anyone specific. We're talking about the general thing that we do as humans, right? Maybe for you, though, it's real specific because you just spend a lot of time with your in laws. I don't know. But think of your coins. Think of your mental energy coins. And even the slightest thing that you give extra thought to, that 3-second interaction with the dog walking lady on the sidewalk, and she has put her dog in ridiculous shoes, and you don't understand why. And it baffles you and it angers you, and you give coins to it for like 5 minutes. Those are your coins. Did she deserve your coins? Did your in law deserve your coins for a week? Did the person who parked, who is definitely not thinking about you, do they deserve your coins? In 2025, we are going to be more choosy about who we give our coins to. We are going to be pickier about what we spend our mental energy on. And when it serves us, we are absolutely going to pay attention to things we don't like around us. We are going to notice what aggravates and angers and frustrates and baffles us when it serves us. When it serves a purpose to motivate us to change our circumstances, to take action in the world, to create change, we're absolutely going to pay attention to it because that's useful. When it doesn't serve us, we're going to keep our coins. When it doesn't serve us to pay attention, pay literal mental energy to agonizing over someone else's choices, we're not going to do it. Now, I'm not saying annoying things aren't going to annoy you. I am saying notice what you have control over. Notice that you have a choice in continuing to think about this thing or continuing to be upset about this thing. And do decide to let people be themselves if that's what serves you the most in that moment. We may never understand why that person put those shoes on that dog. We may never understand why that person chose to go on vacation to that place. There are billions of people in the world, and we are not going to understand or like a lot of their choices. And there's a weird comfort in that because it gives you permission to realize the vastness of that endeavor. If we spend all of our coins for the rest of time on other people's choices, we would never get to the bottom of them. We would never find resolution. We would never be totally in sync and satisfied or understand everybody's thinking. So we're not gonna. And this year, we're not even gonna try. So just remember the next time for me, a big one of these that happens almost daily is four-way stops. I know it sounds like the stupidest thing in the world, but four-way stops are one of my little mental energy drainers. People don't know how to use them. And I, in the past, have spent a lot of coins being enraged about the fact that people don't know the order of operations at a four-way stop. It's not worth my coins, though. I have so many better things to think about. I have things to be grateful for. I have sunsets to notice. I have useful problems to solve. I have retirement to think about. Literally anything is worth my mental energy more than why people don't know how to use four-way stops. They don't, and they're not going to. And I don't have to give my coins away to that problem. See what I'm saying? So this is our first energy saver. You're going to let people do them so you can do you. You're going to let people be themselves. And you're going to recognize when you don't have to understand something, you don't have to like it, you don't even have to accept it, but you don't have to spend your coins on it. Just that alone, I want you to think about the next week. If you saved coins every opportunity you had to agonize over somebody else's decision or agonize over the way somebody is, think about how many coins you get to keep and then what you get to do with them. Okay, the next mental energy saver. Don't ruminate. Do choose your perspective. We only have 24 hours in a day. Why would we consciously choose to participate in 8 of them and then spend the next 8 of them analyzing what we did in that participation? It's like going on vacation, but only doing things and having experiences and eating food and seeing the sights for half of the time, and then spending the other half of the time analyzing our experience and thinking about how we could have done things differently and thinking about the exact words we said and if they were correct. We're wasting our vacation, you guys. And spoiler alert, This is your vacation. You're here. You're on it. It's life. Welcome. 2025. This year, we're not going to ruminate. The problem is you can't change a mental habit like rumination by telling yourself, stop doing this. That's not how habits work. You have to give your brain something different to do instead. So I want you to start by recognizing that ruminating is an opportunity to decide what to think. Ruminating is like your brain wandering around an open field, off leash, no direction, no timeline. It doesn't care how long it wanders, and it doesn't have anywhere to go. It's not looking for anything specific. It's literally just wandering around. You taking control, deciding, here's what I want to think about this conversation, this presentation, this interaction with a stranger on the sidewalk with the dog. That's like you putting your brain on a leash, directing it down a path, and making it to your lunch reservation, living your life, moving forward, having a self-directed experience. We're going to ruminate less this year. We're going to stop throwing coins into the field and leaving them there forever because you're never getting that mental energy back. We're going to stop doing that by recognizing this is a mental habit that has no natural conclusion. Rumination is not a process that you can expect to resolve itself. You have to do it. So I want you to start by recognizing it as an opportunity. Uh-oh, my brain's wandering around the field again. You know what this means? This means we want to know where we stand. We want to know our perspective. We want to know what we think about how that presentation went, how that lunch date went, how that interaction with the stranger went. Not all of these things are of great consequence to us. Chances are you don't really care how the interaction with the stranger on the sidewalk went, but your brain has latched onto it. So this means we have to move you to a conclusion. You have to tell yourself, here's what we think. And it doesn't have to be nice. It doesn't have to be rosy, tied up with a bow. You did great. Stop thinking about it. You can have a stressful conversation or a big deal presentation, and you can decide, I think a lot of things. And I think it went well. And I also think I could have done things better. And I might think differently over the course of the next 48 hours. That's fine. That's allowed. But you want to take control over your perspective. Even if your perspective is varied and multi-layered and in the process of changing. The takeaway here is that you are on your own vacation called insert your name's life here. This is it. This is your vacation. You want to make the most of it. You don't want to only live it half time and then analyze it with no structure to no end the rest of the time. Save your coins, stop throwing them out into the field, and start choosing your perspective. The third energy saver of the year. It's a doozy. Are you ready? Don't keep thinking about it, air quotes. Do take action to get new information. If mental activities were cars, thinking about it, air quotes, would be the gas guzzlingest super SUV of them all. You have got enough to think about. Can we just validate that for a minute? One of the worst uses of your mental energy is being dedicated to and consumed by a problem you're not actually trying to solve or an idea you're not actively working through. You know that you are wasting mental energy on quote unquote thinking about things when you return to it often, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. You don't think new thoughts about it. You rather return to the same thoughts over and over about whatever this thing is. You don't foresee a solution or a resolution anytime soon. And it feels too important not to think about it. If you answered yes to these bullet points, you are officially stuck in a thought loop. There is something living on the shelf in your mind, taking up energy and helping you in no way. You are idling in the parking lot, burning gas, getting nowhere. You either want to save your mental energy by turning the engine off or hitting the gas and getting out of the dang parking lot. So here, you're either going to decide this is not the time to think about this and give yourself permission to turn the engine off. When I'm helping clients be more intentional about their decisions, one thing we do is clear out stuff taking up room, burning gas that doesn't need to be. So if there's something that you are not realistically going to take action on for at least 6 months, or you can't do anything about until other things are known, there's something on your mind, but you can't do anything about it because 7 other things have to happen or be decided before you can practically think about this other thing and take action on it. Great. Let's turn the engine off. You need to hear from yourself. We are not thinking about this right now. We will think about it. And you can set yourself up to think about it later. Put something on your calendar. Tell your life coach, put it in your notes, bring it up again in 3 months. Whatever you need to do to feel like you're not abandoning this idea completely. But you don't have to spend energy on it every single day or week or month to make sure you don't forget it. Because if you're not doing anything about it right now, you are just paying to sit in the parking lot. And that gets expensive. If you do need to do something about this thing, or you want to do something about this thing, then I need you to recognize that sitting in the parking lot is getting you nowhere. AKA, thinking is no longer a helpful verb. It is not an active verb. You need to take some different action that's not thinking so that you can get new information. You can change your circumstances. You can create different results than your parking lot idling has created. So let's recap your energy savers, and then let's think about how much mental energy you are going to save just in the first month of 2025 alone, and think about what that's going to mean for you. You're going to stop agonizing over people's choices, and you're going to start just letting people be themselves. They do them, you do you. Not worth your coins. You're going to stop ruminating on the reg, and you are going to start choosing your perspective. Decide what you want to think about how something went, about how you did, about XYZ. So you have permission from yourself to put it to bed and keep enjoying your vacation. And you're going to stop thinking about it, quote unquote. And you're going to start taking action to get new information, or you're going to turn the engine off. Either way, you're going to stop idling in the parking lot and burning all that gas. This is going to be so much fun for you because you are going to start having more room too. Like we said at the beginning of the episode, think about more important things, more meaningful things, make more progress, think more creatively, have more fun, and just feel better in general about how you are carrying yourself through your life. We don't like feeling wasteful. We like being efficient with energy. We also like using our energy for ourselves, for our own best advantage. I hope you're taking care of your physical health this New Year's, and I hope this episode helps you prioritize your mental health too, and really make the most of your mental energy. You're worth it. You deserve it. It's your energy. Might as well have fun with it. Okay, if it is time for us to work together, you can go to my website and book a consultation, or you can sign up right now for your year-long program. If quarterly coaching sounds right for you, it's not going to be right for everybody. Sometimes people need the daily and weekly contact so we can really change some habits and move through some real-time decisions. And some people don't need that. Some people want to talk every month and check in on their goals and have long-term accountability and make sure they stay aligned with what matters the entire year. So if you have an inkling that the year program is exactly what you need, you can go to kirstenparker.com/2025 and set that up right now. It's only going to be available through the end of January, so we can actually do the entire year together. Now is the time to start. And if you're not sure, or you think I do need to work with you, but I don't know if meeting every quarter is going to do the trick, book your consult, kirstenparker.com/schedule. And we'll talk about what's going on, what you want, what I can help you with, and what the best program is going to be for you. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, want to find out your decision style? Obviously, go take the decision style quiz. It's in the show notes and at kirstenparker.com/quiz. We all have our style when it comes to making decisions, but do you know how to use your default way of thinking to your advantage? Or do you mainly get stuck in the most annoying parts of overthinking and people pleasing? The decision style quiz has your answers, my friend. Take it right now at kirstenparker.com/quiz.